One deadline passed and another is weeks away for the Trump administration to reunite families separated as a result of the zero-tolerance policy at the border. A federal judge ordered children 5 and under to be returned to their parents by July 10th. Remaining children must be reunited by July 26th. We still don't know how many of those children are being housed in Tucson at the Southwest Key facility. But this week, we're getting a better idea of life on the inside from Antar Davidson, a former employee at the shelter. You worked at Southwest Key or Estrella del Norte for 4 months. When you first started there, were there significant number of children, or did it just start in the last couple of months?
No, there were about 5. However, over the last 6 weeks that I was there, that number skyrocketed, and I was told reports from inside that it went up as high as 70.
Arizona Public Media captured video of children in a courtyard at Southwest Key. A resident at the nearby Tucson house gave our crew permission to record from his balcony. We are blurring any images that give away the child's identity.
The face of the population changed, and you saw a stark increase in the amount of these young children who are under 12, and so some as old as 5 and 6.
So what's it like inside? I mean, this is a former hotel which eventually became college student living, and now it's this facility. These kids are in rooms alone in the evening, for example?
No, they probably wish very much that they would be alone. They're under constant supervision by a staff which is undertrained, underpaid, and undersupported. So the situation itself became increasingly more hectic. We saw when you're a kid under 12 and it's bedtime, even a regular kid is gonna misbehave and be difficult. Now you imagine this kid doesn't know where their parents are. They don't know where they are per se. They don't know they don't know anything. And so they're expressing this trauma, particularly at night when it's time to go to bed. And so in the intake area where all they were, it was just a whole hall. In every other room, a kid would be crying for their mom, and there was nothing you could tell them. I had even spoken to case managers. They had nothing they could tell them. Kids are crying, kids are fighting and running around, and this became something that was seen throughout the entire facility over the course of the rollout of the zero-tolerance policy.
Can you explain to me what it's like when a child arrives at the center?
A lot of them have come from the desert. Some of them have walked, I've heard kids tell me, as much as 28 days in the desert. So they're obviously like scared. They're being handed off from Border Patrol and ICE. So from there, it's a big difference. So we have to like say, they're always saying like, this is not, we're not the police, we're not the government. This is a shelter for you. You'll have food here. They bring them a meal. They do kind of an initial interview where they get their information. Then they do vaccinations. They are having their physical needs met, but how quickly we forget that this country already has a very big problem with mental health. It's not enough to be physically healthy. You also have to be mentally healthy. Yeah. So they need more than just physical necessities.
Okay, so they have beds, they have a shower, they have clean laundry and toys, things like that, and meals. There have been government officials, political leaders who have gone into these facilities and said, it appears they're well taken care of. You're saying they're not.
We're talking about 27 facilities over 4 states operating 24 hours a day. You're telling me that a person can come to a staged and prepared visit at one moment in time and declare the place safe? With all of these politicians and everything is paid for by tax dollars, they should work a little bit harder for us.
Among the politicians visiting Southwest Key facilities, Congressman Raúl Grijalva. He toured the shelter in Tucson late last week and told reporters what he saw inside.
There's 297 kids. 79 of them are the kids that are dealing with this family separation issue brought about by the Trump administration's zero tolerance. Those 79 kids are integrated with the other kids. There is efforts to expedite their unification. I think, the fact that it's going to be difficult. It's clean, but it's still a place that kids can't leave.
The straw that broke the camel's back for you was when you observed children hugging or trying to express emotion toward one another.
They were desperately trying to stay together. These were the 3 Brazilian siblings. They were separated from their mother the night before, and they were being told in Spanish and English, which they didn't speak, that they would be in separate rooms. So when they understood that they were going to be separated from each other, the 2 younger siblings grasped onto, and it was not just a hug, it was like, please don't take them away from me. They were not letting go for obvious reasons, so they were like, Antar, come here and translate to them There's a no-touch policy telling them that they can't hug. I had survived just teaching my class, my capoeira class, teaching vocational courses in English, and maintaining a positive rapport with a lot of the students. If I realized that if I stayed, I wouldn't be able to do that any longer. They were enforcing more holds. They were enforcing just a very compassionless policy with these kids, and I couldn't be a part of that.
When you worked with these children, any of them expressed resentment or disappointment toward their parents because they felt that they were in this position because of their action?
Oh no. People who say that, I don't think have a very good picture of what it is they're escaping. Most of these people are fleeing for their lives.
To your knowledge, did the children have an opportunity to communicate with their parents?
According to the compliance agreement, which states the responsibilities of the facility, they're required to have two calls a week. So there's like a phone bank, there's an employee that's dedicated to facilitating those calls. By the time I had left, they had all communicated, everyone had communicated.
Thank you, Antar.
Thank you very much for having me.